Hey guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, back with another great video for you today. I hope you are doing well and having a really good Christmas season. I am just so excited to be back with another part of my Christmas reading series. Now, normally I've been doing it at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I know for a lot of you guys it's been really tough to make that time, so I'm moving it to 6:30 p.m. on Mondays, and I hope you're able to make that time. And I'm really excited about the reading series for this Wednesday, because this Wednesday I'm going to go live with Misty from Thrifter, Junker, Vintage Hunter, Patrick from Trusty Huckster Mercantile, and Kelly from Mossstone Story Vintage, and we are going to be talking and reading The Night Before Christmas, and I'm going to be so thrilled to share that with you all. So stay tuned for Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Instead of my normal live, I will be reading The Night Before Christmas, and I'm very, very excited about that. So we're going to have some fun guests, some fun times. So get ready to get cozy with all of that. Hi, Vinny. I see you're here. Welcome, welcome. And Debbie from Our Vagabond Travels. And Teophane, I know I'm so close to 700. I'm very excited about that. So thank you all so much for subscribing and liking this video. It is just awesome. And all of you guys have done so much to help me reach good numbers here on YouTube. So thank you so much for helping me get close to 700. And Cheryl is here. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. And Sarah, Vintage Crazed. And she says she's going to be there on Wednesday. So that's going to be awesome. And Lori, Blue Flamingo, is here. And Buying Space, Myra, right? I think I got your name right, Myra. And you're in Jacksonville, too. You're a Jacksonville viewer. And Sarah is here. So lots of great people in the chat. Now, today we are reading, and Javier, thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. Yes, you're a wrench. Yay. You're a wrench. Yeah, I had to make lots of moderators because, as you know, last Wednesday it was Troll Central. So thank you all for putting your wrenches together and working really hard to keep all those trolls away. So thank you so much. And Jeannie is in the house. Hi, Jeannie. I will not miss this Wednesday. Sounds like a quadruple star team of Christmas narrators. Should we all wear pajamas? So yes, I think that it's going to be really fun if we all wear pajamas. So on Wednesday, we're all going to be in our pajamas to get cozy with you all and settle in for a long winter's nap with that wonderful Night Before Christmas story. So yes, you can definitely come in your pajamas. No one's seeing you, so you can get all cozy with a blanket. Yes, Myra, you're in Jacksonville. And Myra, I just sent you a Christmas card. So hopefully you'll get that soon. No worries, Sarah. I'm so glad that you are here. I'm going to just double check that we've got plenty of moderators in the chat. I'm pretty sure that we do, but I do want to make sure that we're all wrenched up, because you never know after my last experience. So today we are reading Christmas Mouse, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in just a second here. Made a few more moderators just in case we need them. I'm sure that we'll be just fine, but I'd rather have lots of wrenches here. So hopefully you guys are all wrenched up now in the chat and ready to go. So we're reading Santa Mouse. This is a story by Michael Brown, and this is a book that we read all the time growing up. I think my grandmother found it. This was originally written in 1960, and it has now been republished a bunch of times. This version is the 1990s Barnes & Noble edition. So it was a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. You can see that there. I don't have the original 1960s version, but this was a really wonderful story that I read all the time growing up, and I'm just so excited to share it with you. And hopefully it will inspire you to start a new trend with your family. So you'll see why we always left something for Santa Mouse. And I will show you what that is at the end of the story if you follow along. And maybe it will give you a really, really cool new trend or a new idea for Christmas that you can do with your family, because I think it's really fun to have those special traditions that you do year after year. Hello, Angela Marksberry. Welcome to the chat. And Karen Radford is here. And CCC, that's Purple. Are you Purple Peacocks and Purdies? Or is that somebody else? I'm sorry, I'm trying to learn all of your names. Hi, hon, I have many of those Coke trays too. Are you using magnetic hangers or how they're hung? Yes, I use those little adhesive plate hangers that you get. They're made in England, and you can get them for, I think, 50 cents to $1 at the craft store, and you just sort of glue them on. So that's what I do to get them hung on the wall. But I'll have to feature that in another video. And Deanna Church is here. Awesome. So while we're waiting for a few more people to come in, I wanted to share some special friend mail that I got from Carrie, KCATX. She sent this to me from Pamela's sale, and I just thought it was so fabulous that I wanted to share it. And she knew that I really would want these typewriter ribbon tins because that is something that I collect. So she was so kind to purchase these and have them sent to me. It says, "Hi, Katie Bug, Carrie Costa," that's KCATX, who we all know in the chat, "bought these for you and asked me to ship them to you. She said you collect these. Love ya, Pamela." So such a sweet little note there. And then she thought that these typewriter tins would be perfect, and they are, because I don't have any of these, and they're really fabulous. And look at this Carter's one with the really cool graphics. It kind of looks like holly and berry and a ribbon. I think they're acorns on the design, but they are so perfect for Christmas. And then this one I have been looking for forever, never seen it. It is Emerald by Smith and Corona, and look at the cool graphics on that, you guys. Oh my word, is that not amazing? So I was really happy that this one was in the lot. And then this is so 60s, probably right as they were getting rid of the typewriter tins, because in the 60s they went away from the tins and then started doing some of that plastic and cardboard packaging. But look at this. Is that not so cool? So I love these. I'll do a video showcasing my collection, sort of like an update video, and I'll go into more depth on these because some of these are made by Decorated Metal, which is just really, really cool because Decorated Metal made a lot of the typewriter ribbon tins. So I thought that I would share those. So thank you, Carrie, so much for that sweet, sweet friend mail and birthday present and Christmas present. Thank you. You are awesome. I love those. They are just so awesome. And I'll be sharing more friend mail with you as we go along. But first, we'll get to the reading. I see, oh, thank you. I have some magnetic sheet hangers that don't actually glue or stick or harm the trays. Oh, that is awesome. That's wonderful, CCC. And Buying Space is saying hello to CCC. So we've got about 16 people watching now. So I think we'll go ahead and get into the reading. Hi, Victoria H. So we are reading Santa Mouse today. This is by Michael Brown. It is illustrated by Elfrida, I think is how you say her name. I'm pronouncing that totally wrong. And you can see some of that magical glow from my aluminum Christmas tree. This is the 1990s version, but this did come out in 1960. So it is a classic. And Frenchie Mom is here. Hi, Frenchie Mom. Hello to your pugs and Frenchies. Louie's happily on the couch chewing on a bone, so she's really happy. And this is going to be so much fun to read to all of you. Hello, Fat Bird Finds. Laura and Mary Beth, welcome. So glad you're here. We're just getting started. So here is Santa Mouse by Michael Brown, illustrated by Alfred DeWitt. Once there was a little mouse who didn't have a name. He lived in a great big house, this mouse, the only mouse in the whole wide house. He used to play a game. He daydreamed he had playmates who were friendly as could be, while some of them would bring their dolls and dress up in FT. There were others who'd play cowboys or the Eskimos or Spanish, but when he tried to touch them like a bubble, they would vanish. Now through the year, this little mouse, he had saved one special thing, a piece of cheese. The kind that makes an angel want to sing. On Christmas Eve, he brushed his teeth and he washed his little paws. He thought, my goodness, no one gives a gift to Santa Claus. He ran to get his pretty cheese, and after he had found it, the paper from some chewing gum he quickly wrapped around it. And then he climbed in bed and dreamed that he was lifted high. He woke to find that he was looking right in Santa's eye. I thank you for my gift, said Santa. Tell me, what's your name? I haven't any, said the mouse. You haven't? That's a shame. You know I need a helper as I travel house to house. I shall give a name to you. I'll call you Santa Mouse. So here's your beard, and here's your suit, and here's each shiny, tiny boot. You mustn't sneeze and you don't cough. Just put them on and we'll be off. Then over all the rooftops on a journey with no end, away we went together, Santa and his tiny friend. And so this Christmas, if you please, beneath the tree that's in your house, why don't you leave a piece of cheese? You know he'll thank you, Santa Mouse. Can you find Santa Mouse in this drawing? Well, guys, that is it for Santa Mouse. What a fun little story. And Santa Mouse is so wonderful. We used to leave pieces of cheese for Santa Mouse. So I've got my block of cheese here, one of my favorites, Gruyere from Switzerland. Oh, it's upside down. I am going to be cutting off a piece and leaving Santa Mouse a little present under my tree. And then what we would do growing up is we leave the little cheese for him. And the next morning, we would find little small gifts hidden in the branches of the tree from Santa Mouse. So this is a fun tradition. You can start it at home with your own kids, your grandkids, your family, or just you. You can even give your presents a name, for Santa Mouse. You can label each little piece of cheese if you want and wrap it up in a gum wrapper. Or if you're just home alone this year, why not leave a little piece of cheese for Santa Mouse and then give yourself a little gift? You could put your favorite candy in the tree, whatever you like. It's just a fun little tradition. And Santa Mouse is so adorable. And just like you would leave treats for the reindeer, it's so much fun to leave little pieces of cheese for Santa Mouse. So I am going to be doing that. I've got a little adorable plate that was my grandmother's at Spode, and I'm going to be cutting some cheese and putting it out for Santa Mouse this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I'm going to catch up on the chat now. And don't forget, this Wednesday is going to be pretty epic because I'm going to be reading The Night Before Christmas with Misty from Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter, from Kelly at Mossstone Story Vintage, and Patrick from Trusty Huckster Mercantile. We will be reading The Night Before Christmas in our pajamas live for you guys here on YouTube on my channel at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So you do not want to miss out for that. Is anyone else lagging? Vinny, I don't know if I'm lagging or not because I'm hosting the broadcast, but let Vinny know in the chat. Lately, I have been lagging, though, on other sales, Vinny, so I'm so sorry. Oh, Debbie, I'm glad you love this. Yes, yummy cheese. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That's adorable. We need something sweet in the pandemic. Oh, thank you. You're so welcome, Jeannie. You guys seem to be enjoying Santa Mouse, which is just a wonderful book. Yes, it's very, very cute. And as my friend Bob from Do Wop Bob, who always has the greatest things to say, comment-wise on my videos, he said that this is a great joy for rodents all around the world, including humans, because he loves rats like I do, rats and mice. And I think that he wants to own one as a pet someday. So he always comments about the rodents, which I think is adorable. So he's loving these books this year that feature the Christmas mice. So yes, hello, Dana. And of course, in honor of Santa Mouse, I am wearing my Santa or my mouse pin with the holly and berry. I got this from Michelle at Newton's Cupboard. So that is my pin today. I am wearing in honor of the Santa Mouse story. And yes, so sweet. My kids love this story. I do too. It is just darling. It's a nice short little read and it's so wonderful. Havarti is my favorite cheese. I do love Havarti. And Vinny's saying blue cheese. Vinny, I'm with you. I love blue cheese. I have a container of it at all times in my refrigerator, and I love making bacon and blue cheese roasted Brussels sprouts. It's just so yummy, yummy good. And Karen Radford was saying that the story was really, really sweet. Yes, it's just adorable. Oh, you're so welcome. You can go back and listen to it all. Again, it's a really short read. It's a wonderful book to pick up. You can find it online pretty much anywhere. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Tricia. Welcome. So yes, I just think it is so great and it's wonderful to have. And let's see, you guys should drink some hot chocolate with marshmallows. Yes, Myra, we will be. I'm going to have my eggnog, and the rest of the group might make some hot toddies or fun things. So we're going to be drinking our cozy drinks for sure in our pajamas, reading the night before Christmas. And Jeannie's saying, did anyone actually think they heard Santa on the roof? Yes. So this is my mom in the chat, Jeannie, for all of you guys that don't know. She's listening in. And yes, my brother Carson never believed me, but when I was a little girl, I really thought I heard reindeer on the roof. I was just so convinced of it. I don't know, I was probably 5 or 6 at the time, and I was just so convinced that I heard reindeer. And man, that made a believer out of me for a while. I just was so enthralled with that. I was so certain. And we always left out carrots for the reindeer. Did you guys do that too? It's so much fun to leave little treats out. And of course, milk and cookies for Santa. And yes, you're welcome, Debbie. And Grace is saying, I get my cheese fix by having martinis with blue cheese stuffed olives. Oh, Dana, I love those blue cheese stuffed olives. They are wonderful. And such a sweet tradition. I've never heard of that. Yes, it really is. And it's a great thing. You can do it at any age. I really think that it's fun to still be a kid at heart. You know, you don't have to be 5 anymore to still enjoy some of these Christmas stories and traditions. So even if you're home alone, you know, you can still participate in some of those things. I always like to put a stocking together just for myself with things that I know that I like to open on Christmas. So that's always really fun. Let's see what other chatter I'm missing here. My brother and mom think my dad and I are crazy. We eat right out of the container. Benny, that is not crazy. Boy, I've done that too. And I have a thing for olives. Someone was just talking about blue cheese stuffed olives. I love colossal olives. And I could just eat those right out of the container. In fact, I was making spaghetti the other day and I put olives in my spaghetti, black olives. And I just, you know, I needed the whole can, but I probably swiped 3 or 4 of them before it even made it into the recipe because I love olives and cheese. It's so much fun. Debbie's saying, I love blue cheese and Fontina. Oh, Fontina cheese is delicious. And Teofane says, a good salty provolone. Yes, provolone is so, so good. All cheese, really. There is not a bad cheese out there, in my opinion. I could eat cheese all day long. Yes, I haven't met a cheese I haven't loved. That's exactly it, Karen Radford. Yes, Jack is in the chat. Hi, Jack. And yes, I got my package today. I'm so excited. Jack sent me a record that I was on the hunt for. So thank you, Jack, so much. I'm going to show it in a future video on records. I'm going to do a whole dedicated video on it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Susical, hello, welcome. I loved your little icon. I know I say that every time, but I just love the icon. And Debbie saying she saw the Easter bunny. Yes. It is a cute brooch. And yes, Sarah's saying we have to bring back the brooch. We do. Bring back the brooch. Oh, you left sugar out for the reindeer. How cute, Venny. That's adorable. Yeah, we left carrots and I think celery out for the reindeer. And then we'd always leave cookies and milk, that kind of thing for Santa. But my dad, I think I've shared this before, but my dad one year, he thought that we were getting at the age where we might be kind of on the brink of maybe starting to figure out who Santa really was. And so my dad did the sweetest thing for us. He took us out to go see the Christmas lights. And he said, okay, guys, we got to make sure all the lights are off because, you can't leave Christmas lights on when you're gone. It's not safe. And he made a really big deal about us turning off all the Christmas lights in the house. Like all the lights had to be off. And we all piled in the car and we drove like an hour away to this really awesome neighborhood that did this phenomenal Christmas light display. It was like a town over from us. And while we were gone, my dad had someone come and put all the lights back on for the Christmas tree and the lights out on the patio. And he set up all of the presents. So when we came home, it looked like Santa had come. And we knew the lights had been turned off because Dad had made such a big deal about it. And when we walked through the door, it was like magical. And that made a big believer out of my brother and I for about another year because we were like, oh my gosh, Santa found us. He came. How awesome. That was the year I remember my brother got a bike that he really wanted, and I got a little kid's guitar, and I was so excited about this guitar. The other thing that I got at Christmas one year that I wanted, I was not the conventional kid that wanted dolls, and all of that. I liked kind of playing pretend and all of that. So one of the things that I wanted as a little girl was I wanted 100 shiny pennies. So I guess my mom went to the bank and got 100 shiny pennies, and she had it scattered all out on the floor. So when I came for Christmas Day, I came down the stairs and I saw our tree. There was like 100 shiny pennies scattered around the tree. And I thought, oh, it's so magical. Santa had brought me the pennies. I don't know why I wanted 100 shiny pennies. I guess to me, the whole shiny part of it and the fact that, it was money, and 100 pennies seemed like a lot to a kid. It's just $1, but it seems like a ton, like you feel, oh man, I got some money when you were a kid. You got all that change, and it was just so magical and so fun. Dana saying she left carrots out for the reindeer, and Sarah Vintage Crazed is saying she loves olives. And carrots and sugar, yes, for the reindeer makes sense. Green olives, oh, me too, Debbie. I love green olives. And Diana Church is saying, if we spent Christmas on the farm, Dad spread out hay for the reindeers. If it was Christmas in the city, it was carrots. Oh, how fun. I love that. And Tia Fane saying, olives are a good addition to beef stew. I bet it is, Tia Fane. I love olives. I am a Swiss Italian, so cheese is a must. Yeah, my dad loves cheese. And our family got started with cheese really because my dad's father, let me say this correctly. My great-great-grandfather, on my dad's mother's side, worked in the refrigeration business, Noel Alrich, and he would go around and work in different businesses and do the refrigeration and invent all kinds of things for the food places. And so they would bring him or give him like big wheels of cheese, like those big restaurant styles, and he would bring it home. And my dad remembers they never didn't have cheese in the house because my grandmother, Bibi, grew up with cheese. That was just something they always had in the fridge. And my dad, of course, grew up with cheese too. And they'd go over to his grandparents' house, my great-grandparents, and have cheese. And so for Christmas, every year from my dad, I always get a block of cheese in my stocking. That's just something that we always did. It was a fun tradition. Yes, I did get the record, Jack. Thank you again so much. Sharp cheddar is amazing. Yes, I think that's Nate's favorite. Nate from New Zealand, he loves that. No worries, Sarah, Vintage Crazed. Oh, hi, Jeannie, Chicago lady. Welcome. And Chicago lady, yes. Let's see. Santa Claus is the only man I don't mind stalking me, LOL. That's right, Benny. We all love Santa Claus. He's definitely a jolly fellow that brings lots of fun treats and toys. And it's interesting, there was a real Saint Nicholas. You can read up on him, but he left presents and shoes, those Holland shoes, the wooden shoes. People in Holland would put them out on their porch, and there was a man that would deliver toys to the kids. So you can look up the history of Santa Claus. It's really fascinating. Jeannie says, I became an unbeliever when I asked for a Roy Rogers gun and holster set with a red cowboy hat, and I got a ballerina doll instead. Oh no, Jeannie. Yeah, I was probably the only kid growing up that got a socket set for Christmas. That's what I wanted one year, was a socket set. And I know that all the other little girls were probably getting dolls and makeup kits and the whole kit and caboodle, but that wasn't really for me. I loved building and creating things. And so even from a young age, I would get tools for Christmas, and I just loved it. Vinny, same. Karen says, I don't know where my great-grandfather worked, only that they had 17 kids. Wow, Karen, that is amazing. Did you guys have Velveeta growing up? Yes, we did. My grandmother, my mom's mother, she makes the best spinach casserole in the entire world. And it's frozen spinach, and then you get big blocks of Velveeta, and you put it in with the spinach, and it cooks, and it becomes this like ooey gooey melty cheese casserole, and it is to die for. It is so good. I make it every year. She used to make it in batches when we were kids, and she'd bring it down from Missouri, and then we'd freeze it so we could have her spinach casserole all year round. It was just so good. St. Nicholas originally came from Turkey. Oh, Turkey. Interesting, Vinny. So I've read different things on that, but I'm going to have to do some reading on the turkey. That's really interesting. I've always heard Holland, but interesting on the fact that he's from Turkey. So you know more than I do, and I'm excited about researching that. I got a doll and a shotgun. Oh, how fun, Karen. Michelle from Newton's Cupboard can't stay on, but wanted to say hi and give a thumbs up. Kids and I are running gifts to neighbors. Oh, how sweet, Michelle. Well, while you're here, if you're still on, I'm just going to show you again the pin that I got from you. I love it, the little mouse fella, and I am wearing him in honor of the book today. So I think that's so fun. So thank you, Michelle, and enjoy running gifts to your neighbors. I think that's so fun. Have you guys seen The Christmas Project on Netflix? If you have not watched that, it is a perfect family movie. There's nothing that's bad in it at all. It's probably rated PG, but it is so cute. Whether you're an adult or a kid, you'll love it because it's set in, I think, the 1970s, 1980s, something like that. And the whole movie is centered around these two kids, or well, let's see, three kids. And they're all waiting for, of course, the Christmas book, the lookbook from Sears that came in the mail, the big Christmas catalog, and about how they want to get certain things. But the movie kind of features also a project that they would do. They would always do gifts for their neighbors in need. And it's a really funny movie. There's a lot of fun humor in it. So it's not all totally sappy and, all of that. It's not like a Hallmark movie or anything, but it's just so good. And it features giving gifts to neighbors. And I just think it's a wonderful Christmas message. And it's a fun movie. It's really funny. There's a lot of moments in there, I think, that we all, whether you're adult or kid, can relate to. And it's so fun. So Myra is saying St. Nicholas Day is December 6th. He was the Bishop of Myra. My birthday is December 6th, and my name is Myra. Oh, how neat, Myra. And yes, I think we always did something also growing up with St. Nicholas Day. I think we left presents out or did something. I don't remember. Yeah, it's really, really good. Michelle, yes, it looks good on you. Perfect for tonight. I will rewatch. No worries, Michelle, but I'm glad you're here and you got a chance to see the pen. So yes, definitely highly recommend The Christmas Project on Netflix. If you have not seen it, it is a wonderful movie. Also, what are you watching on Netflix, or what's your favorite Christmas movie? I have to say Christmas Vacation is one of my favorites, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I love the original Elf. I always have to watch Elf, and then the original Grinch. Now, I do not care for the Grinch with Jim Carrey. That is just my opinion. I like the old animated version. And then my other favorite is Miracle on 34th Street and Home Alone. So let me know what you guys really like watching. I'm going to probably be watching later. I love the Santa Claus too with Tim Allen. Do you guys like the Santa Claus? The last couple of Santa Clauses, because there's several in the series, I'm not the biggest fan of, but the first one is the classic and it's the best. So I always watch the Santa Claus. And I've got to watch some of those still yet this year. So I've seen The Christmas Project, which I watch every year. I just think it's such a great movie. And I will be watching Christmas Vacation probably later today. I have seen Home Alone this year already, but I love that. I love 2, Lost in New York. The original one is good, but Home Alone 2 is just really a phenomenal movie. And Dana's saying It's a Wonderful Life is a must in our home. You know, I have that on DVD and I forget that I have it, and I really need to watch it because it is a great movie. And Dana's also saying that she loves Home Alone. And of course, Love Actually and all the Grinch movies. Love Actually is good. It's just not my favorite of all the Christmas movies. And I do love a good rom-com, but it's not high on my list. And I have to say, a little shame here, I love Hallmark movies. I have to say there is something so happy about them. I know that it's pretty much the same story, just set in a different town. I know that it's kind of cheesy and goofy, but I just love the holly jolly that there is with Hallmark movies. Like, everything is going to work out. The girl is always going to get the guy. It's always going to be like the most magical Christmas ever. I don't know why. I love watching Hallmark movies. So when I'm doing things, I'll put those on in the background. Oh, The Preacher's Wife. Oh, I think I've seen that. I don't know if it's Laura or Mary Beth, but I've got to watch that again. But The Preacher's Wife is really phenomenal. And Dana says, y'all have to check out Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. It's precious. Oh, is that on Netflix? I think I've seen that. And I also love, of course, all the old Mickey movies. I think it's Donald Duck. It's his Christmas special. He's got one. And then Mickey, and they have like the Gift of the Magi, but it's their own version of the Gift of the Magi with Mickey. And oh man, that's so sweet. And Diana is saying Irving Berlin's White Christmas, of course, that's a classic with Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful classic. So I need to get that out and watch that because I forget that I have it. I do have it on DVD. I love White Christmas. I think it's wonderful. I really, really enjoy that. And there's just so many others that are fantastic Christmas movies. Oh, it's Laura. MB wouldn't want you to think she watched that. That's true. That's true. Mary Beth likes the more rough and rugged movies. Black Ladder's Christmas Carol is a favorite for Xmas Eve. I've never seen that, Trisha, but I'm going to have to watch that. And Jeannie, my mom, is saying she loves Elf, except when he pours all that syrup on the giant bowl of spaghetti and eats it. Yuck. Icky as Miracle Whip. Yeah, you know, there is a YouTube channel, and I don't know what channel it is, but there is a guy that reenacts or recreates, I should say, different foods from different movies. And one of the things he did was Elf, and he recreated that, and it was really awful looking. He said it was gross. And he's done the spaghetti tacos from iCarly, which I've tried, and they're not that bad. Jim Henson, The Muppets. Yes, a lot of people love Muppets. One of my good friends loves The Muppets. And Let It Snow by Dean Martin. Yes. Oh, my goodness, so many. And, oh, hi, Adam from Record Crate. Hello, Miracle people. Yes, welcome. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers is one of my favorites to watch over the holidays. Yes, it is. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers is awesome. I need to get that on DVD. And one of you guys was talking about You had, I think it was TC was saying that he has, what is it, Julia Childs on DVD? Well, I just found that the other day and I ordered it. So I'm really excited to watch all the old Julia Child episodes over Christmas. That's going to be fun. And I want to show some other friend mail while I'm here. I thought it would be fun to open more friend mail. So I've got some friend mail here from Tony. And Tony is a butterfly nurse, as you guys all know, in the community. She's in all of our live chats. And I'm sorry I have to reach over here to get this. It's just sitting on my counter. And I should have had it a little closer to the video. But let me reach over and grab this. So she sent some really lovely things. I don't know what they are, but I'm so excited to share this. So she sent this really cute Merry Christmas card. Ooh, and some things in the inside, but look how cute that is. I love this. I think I got one like this from Pam, and I just love it. And then she sent these adorable little Christmas seals inside. So this one says Merry Christmas with the adorable little Santa Claus. Look at him. And then this little kitty cat. I don't know if these are Denison seals or not, but look at them. They are just adorable. This one says, do not open until December 25th with the poinsettias. And then she's got Butterfly Nurse. This is her card. How cute is that? And it says that she's got an eBay, so you can look her up on eBay, Butterfly Nurse Thrift. And then Merry Christmas with the little cat again, just darling. And she says, may the season bring you gifts and joy. 2020 has brought many blessings, and you are one of them. Thank you for all you do. God bless you. Tony, a.k.a. the Butterfly Nurse. How sweet, Tony. Thank you so much. I just truly, truly appreciate your notes. I save every single note you guys send me. It is so special. And then she's included little notes onto her beautiful little wrap packages with this plaid, which is just so fun. And she says, I had the chance. I had to, oh, there it's, I see. I had to unfold it. It says, I had to have a brooch with you. This was one of my mama's. Oh, really? I thought it would match your beautiful green hat. Oh, Tony. Now, Tony collects brooches. She's my fellow brooch lover in the chat. And this is just so sweet of Tony to send this. Oh, Tony. How wonderful. So it comes in this adorable little box here. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Wow, look at this, you guys. It's green, and yes, it will match my hat perfectly, and it's square. How beautiful. Oh, Tony, you are so sweet. And this is just gorgeous. I love it. Thank you, Tony. And it's so special that it was your mom's. Oh, I'm going to cherish that. And then she sent another bundle, which I just adore. I love this paper. I mean, how fun is that? And she's wrapped everything so well. Look at that, you guys, with the bubble paper. She knows. And I see Carol is here, My Blessed Nest. Oh, yes, of course, Charlie Brown. That is a classic, too. I love Charlie Brown. I have to watch that every year. Hi, Carol. And yes, holy cow, right. So pretty. It really is. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? And then she sent me these little bundles all wrapped up. And I think I can get this open. I maybe should have had my knife nearby. But let's see, I typically open some things in advance and others I don't. And this was all wrapped up so beautiful that I didn't want to. Oh, look at these. This is a little deer, a little Christmas deer with his little ribbon. Oh, how darling is he? And he's got his little stopper. They're salt and pepper shakers. Oh, I've never seen these. They're so cute. These are going to go perfectly with my little display of salt and pepper shakers I have for Christmas. I have a spaghetti shaker. That's a Santa. He's Japan. And then I've got some other Santas and things. But yes, I just love these. Now let me get the other guy out. He wants to join. He wants to join his brother. So I've got to get him free from the bubble wrap. And believe me, Tony, I will be reusing the bubble wrap. Don't you worry. This is going to be totally reused. Look at him. Oh my gosh. Aren't these guys just so darling? Look at their little faces, and they have the long eyelashes. Oh, I just love these. They're so cute. Oh, these are going to be perfect in a little Christmas display. And the deer, yes, Christmas deer are very popular. And then we have this fun Santa 10 with Santa and Coca-Cola. This is a Coca-Cola collectible 10. And it's got an image of Santa from 1931. And then there's something on the inside. Tony, you did such a good job wrapping all of this up. Oh my goodness, look at this little Santa. Now, I don't know, is he a Wade Whimsy? He might be a Wade Whimsy or just a little figural Santa, but look at him. Is he not just so jolly? I love the jolly Santas. When they have jolly faces or Santas that give the side eye. Now, you all know what I'm talking about, those side eye Santas, but look at him. Oh, he's just adorable. Okay, he's going to go with the deer, and there's going to be a little epic display of Santas and deers. And then she said, I found this Coke pencil and pen holder. Maybe it would fit in the vintage Santa. Oh, okay, how wonderful. So here's another cool bundle. Look how she wrapped a ribbon. Isn't that so sweet? I love how you do this, Tony. This is just adorable. I almost hate to unwrap it. Also, this is fun. This is a Coca-Cola bottle. It's the world, let's see, it's a pencil. It's World of Coke. I'm trying to see what it says on the bottom. Let me just hold it up. I think it's is it a pencil holder? This comes off. So you can put something inside of it. And this is so fun. Look at that. Okay, this is going to be really cool in a display because it's red. And so look how fun the deer next to that would be. And then you could put Santa on top waving to the deer below. That's so fun. So let's see what's in the chat here that I'm missing. Everyone's saying they love the deer. Yes, the deer are really cute. Precious. Hi, Nancy from This Overstuffed House. Welcome. Is anyone leaving their decorations up longer this year? Yep, I am. I decided, you know what? There is so much sadness about taking decorations down. I hate taking decorations down after Christmas because it just makes me so sad. So I am going to leave them up probably through February this year until Valentine's Day, and then I can display all my fun Valentines I got from Fatbird Finds. But yeah, I am going to be leaving them out longer because why not, you know? Oh, that must be how he gets through the chimney. Yes, that's right, Suzical. Mine will probably be up till the end of January, till March. Yeah, why not? You know, just go crazy this year, I think. Absolutely. Dana's saying, yes, I'm leaving up mine until the HOA threatens to fine us. Why not? I mean, you know, this year has already been terrible enough, and we might as well just enjoy a little merriment. So why not? I'd say go for it. Good for you. Yes. Hi, Lorianne. How's your foot doing? I hope it's doing better. And man, have you been showing some fantastic things on Instagram. That vintage Christmas packaging you showed the other day. Oh my goodness. That was so awesome. So we've got some more friend mail. I love this little Santa tin. That is just so wonderful. And I think, let's see, I've opened everything. Oh, how wonderful. So yes, I can't wait to display this. I'm going to put this in a little display. I've got a flower frog from Vinny. So I think what I'll do is I'll do some of these Christmas seals and a little flower frog. And then I'll maybe have a family of deer. And we can have, like, this is the chimney. So maybe we can have the little Santa, coming out the chimney. This is just going to be so much fun to display all of these really adorable things that Tony sent. So Tony, thank you so much. I love the deer. They are just adorable. And the little Santa and the Coke bottle and the Christmas seals. We've got all these wonderful little things here. They are so awesome. And this brooch, oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. So fun. I'll be wearing it for Christmas and, of course, all year round with my green hat. So thank you, Tony. If you do not follow Tony on Instagram, please go do so and check out her eBay shop. This is Butterfly Nurse Thrift on eBay, and she is awesome. She's Tony. We all know and love her in the chats. So please go check her out, and thank you so much for the friend mail. Let's see what else is in the chat here. I saw somebody mention something. I will be leaving my decorations up until the Epiphany. January 5th is the 12th day of Christmas. Oh, how fun, Myra. That's going to be great. Yep. And oh, yes, Carol's saying, I will take down my Christmas and put snowman collection up in January. How fun. A snowman collection. Well, you and Nancy like the snowman. Nancy from This Overstuffed House loves the vintage snowman, and you just don't find them very often. And Lorianne saying, it's getting better. I will get a boot soon. Oh, good, Lorianne. That's great to hear. Hey, Elaine, how are you doing? Elaine says, I left my tree up for 2 years. A few years ago. Sometimes there's just no point in taking it down, because if it brings you happiness, why not? Why not? I say go for it. Katie, check your email. I sent you pics of my fur babies. Oh, I certainly will, Dana. I will do that right after this live. Thank you so much. And Jennifer Lab Mama, hello. How are your little Labradors doing? They are adorable. And Debbie from Our Vagabond Travels. Now, Debbie is having a sale this Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be moderating and keeping track. So please make sure you go over to Debbie's sale at 5 p.m. Check in and say hello. And she's got some fabulous things. So that's going to be fun. Nancy says she has some German snow babies, which are originals and were cake decorations in the early 1900s. How awesome. Nancy, I hope you can find them and get them out for Christmas. I know you're got a lot you're going through there, but hopefully with these sales you've been having, you will clear out some of your living room. That's going to be fun to see what else you've got for sale this Wednesday. And Nancy's going to have a sale this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after George's live premiere on YouTube. So on this Wednesday, and then she'll be having a Thursday sale as well, I believe, Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So lots of cool things to tune into this week. And today is, Monday. So Tim at Over the Years is having his sale at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, which is going to be wonderful, live vintage sale. And then after Tim at Over the Years, at the same time, 8 p.m. I've got to get the schedule straight in my head because there's so many people here on YouTube doing fabulous things. So at the same time as Tim's sale, you can also watch George the Antique Nomad. He's got a live premiere. So I will be in both chats hanging out with you guys. I sometimes do two devices if there's two things I want to watch at the same time because I love George and I love Tim. So I got to see both. So I'll be checking out both and hanging out with you in the chat. And Lorianne saying she has a huge collection of vintage cake decorations. You should do a video. Yes, you should, Lorianne. We would all love to see that. those vintage cake toppers are just getting harder and harder to find, and it's so cool that you own a collection of them. And yes, Trisha from San Diego, she's one that does a calendar on her YouTube channel. She's one of the people that are doing calendars now to help us all keep track. So thank you, Trisha. She does a video on her YouTube page, and her live sale is Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time before my live event. So go check out Trisha's sale. And tomorrow is a big, big day because the 4-seller 1 sale event will be happening on Misty's. Is it Misty's channel this time, or is it on Alex's or Michelle's channel? I don't know which channel it's on, but Misty is having her 4-seller 1 sale event. So it's going to have Misty from Thrifter, Junker, Vintage Hunter, Michael from the Cult of Vintage. Michael is awesome. He makes those fabulous Christmas wreaths. If you have not seen them, you got to go check him out on Instagram, the Cult of Vintage. That's going to be tomorrow at 1 p.m. And then Michelle from Comfy Cozy Living and Alex, Chapter 2 Vintage Co's. So all of those folks are having a sale, and I think Dana's saying it's on Michelle's channel. Yes, Michelle's channel. So tomorrow you can go to Comfy Cozy Living's channel to see the 4-seller 1 sale event. So that's going to be really awesome at 1 p.m. Eastern. Today, Misty had a sale with Murano Mary, and I can't believe I missed it. It just wasn't in the cards for me, but I will go back and watch the replay today because I really want to see that. So that's going to be fun. So check out everybody you can this week. And Lorianne, you have a question for me. Shoot away. Ask away. Hi, Poodle. Welcome, 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 Poodle. I have a song that I want to send to you. I think you're going to like. Poodle's my fellow vinyl lover. So I've got something I think you're going to really like. I don't know if I can find it because it was on a rare 45 that I heard on Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. He's got a great show on Saturday nights. Yeah, Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And he does 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. And it's all original vinyl 45s from the 50s and 60s. And he's been doing a Christmas edition. So I heard a really cool song I want to send to you. Sandy Otto, Trisha, oh, yay, you got your beautiful postcard from 1905. That is awesome, Gina. Post it on Instagram so we can all see. And Lorianne saying she wants to buy an inexpensive record player just to play some of my children's records on. Any suggestions? I've seen Crosley brand at Marshall's. Okay, so all of you guys have probably been wondering this, and I will answer this. I am not the biggest fan of Crosley. Now, let me say, Crosley does a lot of good for local record stores, for small record stores. They are awesome at doing a lot of really good things like that. They definitely help the local record stores out a lot. So I have to give Crosley a round of applause for that. And they really have helped a lot of people get into vinyl. Without Crosley, and we all started with a Crosley player, I know I did, they really help a lot of people get interested in vinyl and bring back the vinyl resurgence. However, Crosley, I don't think sounds very good. So if you're wanting something that is going to last you, that is going to sound good, that isn't going to be too terribly expensive, but it's going to be something that if you choose to get more into vinyl, you can upgrade down the road, I really personally would not go with Crosley. Yes, they're cute. They look like the old players. They have, you know, all the variety of things that you can get, like the CD player and the radio. But my experience with Crosley is that when you play records, it sounds like a tin can rolling around in those all-in-one players. I would take a little bit more money and buy something that is going to last you longer. That is just my personal opinion. I have nothing bad to say about Crosley because I do think they do a lot of good, like I said, for the local record stores and, of course, bringing back the vinyl resurgence. But take your money and buy something a little bit better. Now, what I have is a brand called Fluence. Now, I like, of course, vintage. I always say if you can buy a good vintage turntable used for 50 to 100 bucks, you really got something gold because all those old record players just sound phenomenal. But you do have to be careful, because if you get them and they're not working, there's a lot of restoration needed, and I am not knowledgeable on that, and it might become really tricky. So if you can get one working, like a Technics, Technics is a great vintage brand. They are really high quality, wonderful, highly sought after players. But if you don't get them working, they can be a problem, because then you got to order all these parts that aren't around anymore to try to fix them. But what I have is a Fluence, and Fluence makes a really great record player. They are a brand, I think, made in USA, and you can get, I have the little bit more expensive one, but you can get one around $100. And so I really recommend Fluence. Also, U-Turn Audio. This is all modern players, but U-Turn Audio makes a phenomenal, really inexpensive budget record player. A lot of people like U-Turn Audio. And I'm trying to think, there's a couple of others that I like too. There is the, oh boy, I will link some of my favorite players, but yes, I will type in the chat for you guys. Let me move this. Some of the ones I think that are really good and budget friendly. I just recommend that you stay away from Crosley, because I don't think that they have the best quality or best sounding players. Also, if you're going to play some old records, the Crosley needles, they're plastic, they're not metal, and they will play 78s, which is a good thing, but they do scratch your records. So I just kind of would stay away from them, to be quite honest. I just don't think that they're going to be very good. Get yourself a good pair of speakers and a good record player, and you will go far, I think. So Fluence, I really like. I also like U-Turn Audio. They make a nice turntable that's budget friendly, that I think is really good. U-Turn Audio. And then let's see, it's the Audio Technica LP60. They make a great table as well. Audio. Let's see if I'm spelling this right. Technica. And it's the LP60. So those are the three models that I recommend. With Fluence, you can go very expensive and you can go really inexpensive. And I have their kind of mid-range turntable, but I'm someone that's really into vinyl, so you can choose to get what you want. Speakers, if you're looking for speakers, what I recommend is Best Buy makes a really good pair of course, vintage is always, if you can get vintage, is great, but the Best Buy budget speakers are really good. It's Best Buy's brand, which is Insignia, and you want to Insignia. I think I'm spelling that right. I'm typing that into the chat. They make a pair of powered speakers. It's really important when you're looking at turntables that you get something. If you don't want to buy a bunch of equipment, you're going to basically need a turntable that has a preamp built inside of it. So look, if you don't want to buy a separate preamplifier or an amplifier, because you need both to make the whole turntable setup work, you can buy a record player that has a built-in preamp, and you can get speakers that are powered. And if you do that, basically all you need then is the turntable and the speakers. If you get speakers that are not powered, they are passive speakers, then they won't connect. Oh no, something just happened. They won't connect correctly. So basically, to make the whole turntable setup work, you need speakers, you need a preamp, an amplifier, and a turntable. So if you can either do the powered speakers with the turntable that has the built-in preamp, or you can do speakers, preamp, amplifier, turntable. So just see what turntables are out there for you. Check those models. All of the models I listed do have a built-in preamp available, and then you can get the Best Buy Insignia speakers, and they are all solid wood cabinets. You can adjust your levels on the speakers. They are powered. They are also Bluetooth, so you can connect them to your phone, which is really nice. And they have sales, and I think I don't have mine anymore. I used to have those, and I upgraded to Clips, which is a really nice brand of speakers. But you can get that brand for around $50 for the pair, which is really good for a nice solid wood speaker. Also, go to your local record stores if you can. Used audio shops and pick up something really nice that's used. You never know what they're going to have. And I'm a big proponent of course, supporting all things local and your local record stores. So check there first. I hope that helped. And for all of you guys that are listening to me ramble on about vinyl, I am so sorry you guys were here for a Christmas story and you got a little vinyl, but hopefully that helped you all looking for record players this Christmas. And for Lorianne, I'm glad I could answer that. I'm sorry it was long-winded, but definitely my biggest tip is just stay away from Crosley. I just don't think that, not all of the Crosleys are bad. I mean, there are higher model Crosleys, but I just really, again, I don't think that they're worth the money because they break. They're made out of plastic. They're really inexpensive. And they just sound bad. If you half a vinyl is all about the sound. So if you really, really enjoy the sound and that warmth, and you really want to curate your sound and all of that, get something that's going to at least sound good so you can enjoy what you're listening to, because a lot of people that will put on a record say, well, I could get a better listen of it digitally. Well, it's because they don't have a good setup. Their speakers don't sound good. So that's just my tips for you all, and I hope that helped. Yes, people are saying thank you. You're so welcome, Lorianne. And any other questions you have, if you want to send me pictures online of something you're looking at, or you have any other questions, let me know. Just email me. I'll type my email into the chat, or on Instagram. I'm on Instagram all the time, so you can reach out to me. Any questions you have, I'm happy to answer. It is no problem at all. And yes, bonus content for you all that are still watching. And thank you, Poodle. She corrected my spelling of insignia because I didn't know how that was spelled, but you guys know Best Buy's brand there. So hopefully that helped, and you guys can check that. Our local record store has some really good used audio equipment, and that's how I got my Clips speakers and my subwoofer. I got a super good deal. I mean, those are some really expensive pieces of equipment that I got like for $100 total at my local shop. They were used. So I was just really amazed by that. It was wonderful. Yes, hopefully that helps you all. I know some people are looking for record players, and I know Kelly from Milestone Story is hoping to get one for Christmas, so that's exciting. Well, the world of vinyl is just so wonderful, and those kids' records, I adore them. I have several of them, and they're just so happy and wonderful. Poodle saying I'm a horrible speller. I just knew that word. Yeah, spelling is not my biggest strong suit. So there are certain things that just really trip me up. And those memory keys are really the biggest help. I struggled for the longest time. Has any of you struggled spelling the word Wednesday? I don't know why that word. For years, I had the hardest time with it. And then my friend told me, she goes, well, just say Wednesday. I was like, oh, yeah, that makes so much sense. Wednesday. So that's how you spell Wednesday for all of you guys like me who have struggled for years with that word. Things just aren't spelled how they sound. That's the problem. A lot of times they're not. And the whole I after E except after C rule doesn't apply to every word. So the English language is very confusing at times. I'll tell you that much. Yes, it's the N like in laundry. Yeah, I know. It's so weird. February. Yeah, I mean, all of that's what you do for Wednesday too. I know I'm not crazy. Yeah, I mean, words are just sometimes hard, and it's good when you have the memory tricks. Like together, you can always remember it as to get her. Those are how I remember. And I always use Google when I'm writing a note. Google is my best friend because I've got a Google Home and I can say, hey, Google, how do you spell? And it will spell it out for you. Siri will do the same thing. So if you're struggling with that, you always use your tools to help you out. You know, there's no point in having to memorize all this stuff when you've got a really good tool to help you out. Hi, Biscuit. Oh, you just woke up from a nap. Oh, well, I'm glad you're awake now, Nate. You're always forever Biscuit. Dana's saying, come shop my storage room. Hubby used to be in a band. I have amplifiers, speakers, keyboards, guitars. We even have an old beta video player. Oh my gosh, how cool, Dana. I am totally enjoying reading your comment there and nerding out a little bit because I love that stuff. And the old beta players are so cool. A lot of people like those. You might have some really cool stuff there that people will enjoy. And if you think about words too much, they really don't make sense. That's right, Susical. Sometimes things just don't make sense. And you wonder why. You know, have you ever been writing and you were thinking about like past, present tense, and you're wondering, how did this even come to be? There's a guy that I follow on TikTok, and I'll have to list him down below. But he does the history of the English language and the history of words. And some of the ways that our words are spelled, or like how we say certain things, all come from somewhere. And listening to him tell stories about how these words came to be is really funny because some of them are just so neat. I mean, you wouldn't have ever guessed. Nancy's saying, I had a nun tell me to think of it as a medieval word and think Wednesday like it was Latin. Funny part is I'm not Catholic, nor was in Catholic schools. Yes, I was in Catholic school growing up. I'm not Catholic, but we were in Catholic school growing up, and we had a nun that was on staff there, and she was just such a lovely lady. She was so helpful to everybody. And yes, I read that. Sometimes the chat goes out and it scrolls really fast down and then scrolls really fast back up. And I don't know what that's all about. Sometimes StreamYard's just weird. Nate, I am ready to take a nap. I have been up way earlier than I usually do. Yes, Nancy, you have been working really hard lately between Wawa and all of your sales. I don't know how you do it. Gina's saying, Katie, you are the coolest 25-year-old I know. Seriously. Oh, thank you, Gina. I'm so glad that you think that. I just love my naps. You know, Nate, I can't take naps because if I take naps, then I get so sleepy that I will sleep through the entire day. I wish I could take naps, but naps don't refresh me. They just make me more tired. A restaurant for me is your word. A restaurant is hard. And neighbors used to really confuse me. Anyone else have trouble with the word neighbors? Apparently my hubby does too. He clings to those things like his life depends on them. Yep, all those old vintage audio equipment things are so awesome, and they are really fun. Do and go. Why are the O pronounced differently? That's true, Trisha. I've never thought about that. Do and go. It's true. And that is something to think about. I got to look that up now because there's probably a reason for that. I don't know. Everyone's saying hello to Nate. Knife doesn't make sense to me. Yes, I know. And then for the word no, like you have no, like no thank you, N-O, and then you have like I know something, K-N-O-W. Now, my typing, when I do anything on my phone, the autocorrect doesn't seem to know the difference. So sometimes, if you guys have noticed in the chat, I will type something in and it's the wrong no because the stupid autocorrect is not smart enough to figure out what I'm trying to say, and it autocorrects it. It also doesn't know if the word to, they don't know the difference. Like when you're spelling something like T-O, like, or too, like it's too much, like T-O-O, it doesn't know the difference. And I that drives me nuts. Gina's saying, I love naps, but I can take a 3-hour nap and then be hard to wake. Yeah, Gina, that is me too. That is definitely me. I used to have lots of spelling problems. Now I do the cryptic crosswords and I have improved. Oh, that is awesome, Nate. Yeah, sometimes those things will help. Oh, yeah, autocorrect is the devil. It is. Autocorrect runs me nuts. I told you guys, I think I've said this in the chats before, but I accidentally sent a very bad word to a lady at my church. I was mortified. I was in a hurry. I was trying to type a response. This was when I used to do the lights at the church. I ran the light board on Sundays, and I was the only one at the time trained, so we didn't have anybody else doing it. So I was the one every service basically doing it. And I was in a hurry trying to respond to her that yes, I would be coming. And it totally autocorrected to something horrible. I didn't even know it until she sent me back a message and was like, seemed very concerned about this bad word. And I read the text back and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. Why? I would never send that to this poor lady at my church. And I explained to her it was autocorrect, and she totally understood. But man, autocorrect gets the best of you sometimes. It is horrible. My son does lights at his church. Oh, really? That's awesome, Jeannie. Yeah, I enjoy doing that. It's fun running the lights. I was spelling bee finalist in junior high. How awesome. That is really, really cool, Carol. I certainly wouldn't have made the cut for that. Spelling is not my strong suit. I can't do a nap that long. An hour and a half max, or I will feel more tired than when I started. Yeah, that's my problem too, Nancy. I set an alarm for an hour and 15 minutes as it takes me a few to fall asleep. Yeah, I that's my problem too. I feel you. That is awesome. Yes, it really is, Carol. I would have never been able to do the spelling bee. I have major respect for people that can get up there and do that, especially with some really complicated words, like xylophone is one. It doesn't sound like it's spelled with an X, but it is. I do play Scrabble, though. I'm a big Scrabble fan. I've always played a lot of Scrabble growing up, and it is fun to do words that way and think of words that start with an X if you can use it, because in Scrabble the X and the Z and I think the Y are like 10 or 20 points. They're the big ticket little Scrabble tiles. They're the big ones if you can get those right. Yeah, so I've been showing some friend mail here. Let's see, do I have any other? I've got some friend mail, but I'm going to show more of that on another live soon. And I showed the typewriter 10s from Carrie and the awesome friend mail from Tony. And let's see what else. I was going to show something else, but it's buried over here. Carol's saying, when we traveled to Florida during the finalist, I couldn't attend and my teacher was very upset. Oh no, Carol, that's horrible. Yeah, I know. I would take zeros before. I would stand in front of the class for anything. I know, right? It's always terrible when you get called on and you don't know the answer and you have to try to produce something. That was me in math class. See, math isn't my strong suit either. And I used to get called on in math class and they would want me to solve for X. And I just would stand at the board totally confused. I had no clue what I was supposed to do because that just did not compute in my brain. We all have our strong suits in life and you have to find a way around that. And I tell you, I have not used algebra once since high school. So I'll tell you, I really don't think that it was that important that I learned how to solve for X, because if I ever do need it, I have computer programs that can help me solve for X or for Y. I could stand in front of the class, but I couldn't produce. Yeah, I know. Everybody has those things. I remember doing reports. You had to stand up and report in front of the class. And I always kind of liked that, but I had friends that were terrified of it because, it's so nerve-wracking. You have to get up there and do your little speech with your little three folded board, your trifold board. And, that's hard for a lot of people because speaking is it's one of the number one fears of adults in America. Number one fears, along with, I think, spiders and heights are up there as well. My strong suit is just surviving. That's right. You can make it to the next day, just focus on one thing at a time. I agree about algebra. It was nonsense to me. Yes, it made no sense. I was like, what is it? It just wasn't for me. Now, my grandfather, he was an electrical engineer, and we have a book with all of his calculations in it. And I read it and I don't understand it, but he was amazing. He could solve any math equation on the fly. He could divide fractions. He could figure out, he would say, well, this is 1 2/3 of an inch, and we need this to be, and he could just figure it out. And that is so not me. Not at all. Well, guys, I think we're going to start wrapping up this live. Let's see what time it is. It's 7:47, and I want to make sure that we have enough time to get over to several events happening this evening. Timon, over the years, is having a sale at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And of course, we all need our education from Uncle Professor George. So he will be on tonight at 8 p.m. And do not forget to tune in this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear a reading of The Night Before Christmas from Misty at Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter, Patrick from Trusty Huckster Mercantile, and Kelly from Moss Stone Story Vintage. We'll all be here, cozy in our pajamas, reading The Night Before Christmas to you on my channel at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this coming Wednesday. So you don't want to miss that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And tomorrow, I am going to have my first Christmas decorating video of the season out next to the tree. I already did the aluminum tree, but I'll be showing you all my crusty vintage Christmas goodness on my channel tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget, at 1 p.m. tomorrow on Michelle's channel, Comfy Cozy Living, there will be the 4-seller 1 sale with Misty from Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter, Alex at Chapter 2 Vintage Co., Michelle, Comfy Cozy Living, and the creator of those fabulous vintage Christmas wreaths, the one and only Michael Todd from the Cult of Vintage. All of them will be live tomorrow for the wreath celebration at 1 p.m. Eastern, and lots of great stuff happening this week on YouTube, so don't miss it. Go check the calendar on Instagram, made by Angela Marksberry, or Trisha from San Diego has also made a calendar. And do your best to support everybody you can this week. And I see that a lot of people are saying they hate math too. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. We're in the no math club. And yes, I'll have my coffee ready for the morning with you, Katie. Oh, that sounds awesome. Yes, of course, Debbie. That's going to be fun. And Nancy's saying, you are not seeing the Christmas decor video from me unless I can hang a tree from the ceiling. Nancy, we'll get you there. We'll get your living room back in order. Don't you worry about that. With the live sales, you'll be cleared out in no time. Well, guys, I love you all very, very much. I can't wait to see you, of course, in the chats tonight, and of course the upcoming chats this week and on my live Wednesday. If you love the Santa Mouse story, don't forget to leave your piece of cheese out for your own Santa Mouse, and make sure to enjoy some little presents in your tree the next morning from Mr. Santa Mouse. I love you all so much. Louie sends her love, of course, and I hope, as always, that you will stay in, stay safe, and vent YouTube. Bye-bye now.